Yemen's Iran-aligned Houthi rebels announced they are preparing to resume attacks in the Red Sea and on Israel in response to the joint American-Israeli attack on Iran. The declaration raised fresh concerns over maritime security in one of the world's most critical shipping corridors. According to media reports, two senior Houthi officials, speaking anonymously, said the renewed campaign will involve missile and drone strikes targeting commercial shipping routes, as well as attacks on Israel in what they describe as support for Iran. One official warned that the first strike under the resumed offensive could come as soon as tonight. The Houthis had previously paused Red Sea attacks under an understanding with the Trump administration that also halted U.S. military strikes. Operations against Israel were suspended after a ceasefire reduced fighting in Gaza. The Middle East is facing a dramatic and dangerous escalation after the United States and Israel launched coordinated attacks on multiple Iranian cities. The strikes mark a significant intensification of tensions that had already been building in recent days, with several countries warning of the possibility of direct military confrontation. According to reports, U.S. and Israeli forces targeted multiple locations inside Iran. The strikes prompted a swift and forceful response from Tehran. Iranian forces launched missiles toward Israel and also toward several military bases across the Middle East where U.S. forces are stationed. The exchange of projectiles quickly escalated into a wider regional security emergency. The intensity of the missile launches and interceptions forced several nations to close their airspace as a precautionary measure. In the days leading up to these attacks, many countries had already issued warnings to their diplomats and citizens in the region. Governments had cautioned about the growing prospects of a military escalation between Iran and the United States. Some nations went a step further, urging their citizens to evacuate high-risk areas amid fears that tensions could spiral into open conflict. The coming hours will be crucial in determining whether this confrontation escalates further or whether diplomatic channels can prevent a broader regional conflict. Before dawn broke over the Middle East, the sky lit up. Social media videos, purportedly filmed over Iraq, showed missiles flying low and fast, streaking towards Iran. Moments later, explosions were reported inside Iranian territory. Israeli and U.S. forces carried out joint strikes targeting Iranian regime sites and military facilities, according to an Israeli official. The operation has a name, Lion's Roar. Approved by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, the title replaced an internal IDF designation. Officials now say Israel is bracing for several days of conflict. As missiles crossed Iraqi airspace en route to Iran, Baghdad responded. Iraq's transportation ministry announced the closure of national airspace following the strikes on its eastern neighbor. Air traffic halted at Erbil International Airport. Flights were grounded. A live flight radar map captured the moment. After Israel, Iraq, and Iran closed their airspaces, the screen showed vast stretches of the Middle East nearly empty of civilian aircraft. Corridors that typically carry heavy commercial traffic appeared cleared. Aircraft diverted. Routes redrawn in real time. The aviation map became a visual record of escalation. Missiles over Iraq. Strikes inside Iran, airspace sealed across multiple borders. This is no isolated flashpoint. It is a coordinated military move with regional consequences, diplomatic, strategic, and civilian. For now, the skies remain restricted, the operation is underway, and the Middle East waits for the next move. Minutes after the attack, U.S. President posted a video statement on his Truth Social platform. He said the objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime.
A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries. Among the regime's very first acts was to back a violent takeover of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, holding dozens of American hostages for 444 days. In 1983, Iran's proxies carried out the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut that killed 241 American military personnel. In 2000, they knew and were probably involved with the attack on the USS Cole. Many died. Iranian forces killed and maimed hundreds of American service members in Iraq. The regime's proxies have continued to launch countless attacks against American forces stationed in the Middle East in recent years, as well as U.S. naval and commercial vessels and international shipping lanes. It's been mass terror, and we're not going to put up with it any longer. From Lebanon to Yemen and Syria to Iraq, the regime has armed, trained, and funded terrorist militias that have soaked the earth with blood and guts. And it was Iran's proxy, Hamas, that launched the monstrous October 7th attacks on Israel, slaughtering more than 1,000 innocent people, including 46 Americans, while taking 12 of our citizens hostage. It was brutal, something like the world has never seen before. Iran is the world's #1 state sponsor of terror and just recently killed tens of thousands of its own citizens on the street as they protested. It has always been the policy of the United States, in particular, my administration, that this terrorist regime can never have a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again, they can never have a nuclear weapon.